After impressing Milady, we then find out that they can't eat, but they will be eating something in a little bit. Ha ha ha. But you can sweat? I think you're lying to me, Mrs. Spirit, or Yamayoka. After these accusations against Spirit, we then find her that's giving us water when we wake up in the afternoon near bedtime, which is very odd. We just met you, and now you're waking us up with water? I think you're trying to drown us now. I think it is the truth that your name is Yamayoka. A little while later, we then were brought to a campfire, and I chose Spirit to tell a story. Now, I bet it was a very good story, but I was too busy thinking about the campfire song from SpongeBob, and also looking at things. After dealing with him again, we then learned that we actually breathed in spirit. But we'll be doing a lot more than just that later on in the story, if you get what I mean. I meant going to the hot tub. You didn't know that? Get your mind out of the gutter, you weirdo. I mean, I guess we also hear, Claudia and Dwight doing some weird stuff, but, that's just them trying to kill each other. Completely normal. Fine. Okay, let's continue. I think just letting this clip play out will let you know what I think about Trickster.
Aw crap, it's Trickster again. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing their feelings. What's that about? Some forced kind of check in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy, kinda lazy. Whatever though, breakfast is dumb. No one would eat before noon after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You see my abs, by the way? Maybe private state. Yeah, we don't care.
But that doesn't matter at all because we finally hit third base. Oh yeah. And then we die immediately. That's a little bit awkward, but that's okay, I think. Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, this sucks. This wasn't a very good idea. So then we just, use a guide to get the right answer. Just kidding. That's not for now. That's for later. We just guess and we get it right second time. I mean, it's not like you could have failed the second time. There's only two choices, dummy. Ignoring that low quality insult, we then continue to simp for Spirit to make her like us more. And in our attempt to, attract the spirit, we then find something very weird about her. The developers of this game decided to make her mainly based around foot fetishes, I think, because there's twice in this game where you have to lotion her foot up, and I don't like that because it makes me feel weird. But I can't really do anything about it. So we're just gonna continue on with this and completely ignore it from now on until it happens again. On a totally unrelated note, did you know that there was a huge ship that crashed into the lakes below us? Wait, lakes? No, it's a river. Wait, no, it's not a river, it's an ocean. Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna keep that one and I don't even care anymore.
Oh right, it does that sometimes too.
I then proceeded to get cock-blocked by Wraith. Jesus Christ, Wraith, I know you saw this lighthouse in your dreams and you think it's very important, but I'm more important than you, Wraith. Wraith, you don't matter, Wraith. We don't care about you, Wraith. You should shut up, Wraith. Anyways, continuing on from that, we then have to deal with more cock blocking because Claudia and Dwight decide to show up at the worst possible time, like always. And I really wanted to kill them, but we won't do it this video. We'll have to save that for next Hooked on You video, which you should also watch. And also, you should like and subscribe. You loser if you don't like and subscribe. Oh, and there wasn't an announcement. It was just Wraith trying to take me away from Spirit to actually do some lore finding. But no, that will be for my game theory based playthrough. We're not doing that yet. We're doing the Spirit Simp base through. You know what? We'll go with that. We're going through that base through. So, you gotta go away, Wraith. No one loves you. You should just leave. No one even likes you and Hooked on You. Besides, I don't know, possibly Quiet. I haven't watched his video. Or Demi's. I don't actually know who likes Wraith anymore. But what I do know is that we're gonna vote him off of the spaceship. We're gonna get him because I know he's the imposter. Wait, this is the wrong script. Never mind. Ignore me now. After that very awesome reference, we then tell a story. and I'm gonna let it go through completely, just to show you how perfect it is. Oh, then I guess we also let Spirit tell a story. We'll let that go play through too.
Oh, romance, I guess. Romance. Oh, crap. Oh, no. That's funny. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but that was actually quite bad. Sorry. Like all great stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. That's funny. That is true, too. The bride, or technically, I suppose, the fiance. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The mere two, madly in love, and could not wait for the snow to melt, they were joined in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby chic farmhouse. Together, they spent the months planning the details for the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose a Lil Leek Gioi, by the way, so fancy. It came to the time to figure out the decorations. However, the bride, or the fiance, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been an open toast. She had decided not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the fiance decided that she would create a unique floral arrangement from the local wildflowers that surround the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose of that day spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepping to pick them herself the morning of the wedding so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the fiance. Since she had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were to choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning and day, the fiance took the one errand. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown, dressed among the woods, and gathered flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her routine, selecting only the best stems and selecting them in a basket. However, when she came out once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it was ever before, and at the edge of her view, it was a new bush filling with blossoms. So vibrant and colorful, she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiance ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping her flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed further ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring, the fiance crept further and further into the woods until she turned the corner, stepped over mossy fallen tree trunks, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from the stems into festering moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the paint was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancée was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but They searched for the pasture, the tree lines, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The young fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them.
After that very interesting story, we then talk about getting wasted. But sadly enough, she doesn't drink. So then I am not allowed to drink if I want to get the best ending. And so there's no alcohol to ease the pain. Yeah. Ignoring the fact that if I ever get the home run, I won't have any alcohol to ease the pain of having glass put through my body all over. I then make a very nice quip that is very romantic and very handsome of me. Now, it's time to choose who I want to spend my next day with. And it's pretty obvious, isn't it? No, it's not him. No, it's not her. Not him. It's Balat, obviously. We actually start the beginning of the day with a very nice yacht that totally isn't trappers. It definitely isn't trappers. Please don't be trappers. And then we proceed to go to the Black White House. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm gonna go with. We then go up. I become dizzy. I wake up to a very distressing situation of Trapper and Spirit arguing over their breakup, and actually interject and I have to get 5 questions correct. And this is where I used the guide for the last question because I had no idea. But it was right. I got them all. And we went back to the Black and White House. And these events I really can't explain them. So I'm going to exit out of narrator mode and just let the clip itself tell you guys what's happening because I couldn't do any better at it. I have no idea what went on. Choosing Oni was a horrible idea as a name.
Again. Now, reality show adjacent shenanigans. Hey, shield your eyes. We don't know what the highest host will. Now, please don't interrupt. You'd think that after all this time, you know when you get best interest in mind. Wait, no, of course don't think that. Got wax in your ears, friend? I asked you not to interrupt. Do wait, the black light flares. In the darkness, you see something horrible and strange. In the darkness, are two ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes and the two survivors are returned to their normal states. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch that language. You shouldn't speak that way around your elders. Um, well, my little Ren, you're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. Oh crap. Oni, meet Grandpa Kazan Yamaoka. Well, technically it's not just Grandpa. Technically he's my great 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 grandpa. But that's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Ren since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expected you to say the great. It's a matter of honor, except for Ren. She can do whatever she wants. But you, when he stares with you, demonic red eyes, you're pretty sure that decorative third eye mask is looking at you. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect, or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off with my is a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to the descendant of noble Yamaoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claude, Den, explain what's going on to me. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette. Remember, we explained to you that you'll only meet with your great-great-great-granddaughter's tutor. You've given him with him. Cool. 5 great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir. Your honor. Master, sir. Dwight, he is a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have a great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, I would be too distracted with torturing him for all eternity to continue with the rest of the whatever this is show game experience. Ah, yes, that makes perfect sense. Only a man of his own power and magnitude can help. Self-important much. Nice to meet you, Kazan. Only my friends and family call me Kazan. For those who trouble spirits in my presence, you're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper, not only in sheer size of the man, but only in his attitude. Apparently, Spirit has a type, and I'm not sure you can or want to measure up to that. It dawns on you, wait a second, maybe you do resemble me. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now is not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad dodging you from 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant, do you realize the true purpose of this is extinguish your light? Onish waves his katana in the air at you menacingly, like great-great-great-great-grandfather's, like great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up the grandpops, not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better. Young people these days always waiting to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what you need to be done because your nobility depended on it. Back in his day, for such an imposing presence, he starts giving off old man yells at clown vibes. You see, when I was a younger man, I didn't have foreigners in our land. We didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much, if you ask me, but I didn't make the rules. The rulers did exactly how it should be. Literature, art, comment, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What were we talking about? Very good goals that are great. Okay, I'm not saying all those Oni's forgetfulness. You wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so. Listen up, old man. Lifetime list of every activity available to the samurai in the entirety of Edo, period. Silence, peasants. You're showing your ignorance. Samurai were forbid from many activities that didn't benefit from the Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances. For instance, sometimes, however, a samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now I'm saying I did that because I had honor and a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide, but clearly you have neither my honor or my like. You don't even know how to ins and out of shifting rules of traditional. You fool, Rin. That was such an as minor as this. You find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows that much about who it was and wasn't allowed about leisure activities over 100. However, you're not really sure how to handle this massive, demonic old man. Oh wait, I get it. Sweet Rin, I do feel descendant. You've invited me here to tell me you're too kind to smash this and plot. Hey Doris, fetch my Kenobi. You're in, wrap your robe on the small girl's hands and still we're playing. Grandma, no, that's not what we're. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudia and Dwight did. Haha, yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink. This whole thing, wink, wink, out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him, Trapper, and really do have a common, don't they? I swear, Oni has a good soul, but the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death and more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course,
Talking about wrapping up, we should probably wrap this video up, so I'm gonna quickly go through the next things that happen in a few seconds. First, we finish this up, and then we go to get 4th base, which is awesome god tier stuff right there. We get glass in our, that we pull out glass of us, we get rejected, we get Depresso Espresso, we say that we'll use a guide next time to get the perfect ending with her, we then, you subscribe and like and everything in between, you follow my Twitch and subscribe there maybe even, but more importantly, Ghosty goes out. Can I put my balls in your jaw? Your jaw.